Hello and welcome to my World of Warcraft guide of how to get the different elemental motes from the Burning Crusade expansion in WoW Retail. This guide will cover all 7 motes and the best farms you can do to get them, as well as a couple other non-farming ways to gather them as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. For Mote of Fire, you'll want to go to the Throne of Kil'jaeden, which is located in the Hellfire Peninsula zone, and you'll be killing the incandescent Fellsparks, which are these green fire dudes, and they spawn all around the Throne of Kil'jaeden area and respawn very quickly. So it's a pretty simple farm where you just go around and kill as many as you can, and there should always be one available for you. For Mote of Water, you'll want to go to Sketis, which is located in the Terakar Forest, and specifically you'll want to be at this Sketis Lake, which spawns these Sketis Surgers, which are these big water dudes, and you pretty much go around in a circle in the lake and kill all the mobs, and by the time you return to a spot where you've killed the enemy, it would have respawned. So they have quite a good respawn rate, though it is advisable that you do play as a druid so that you can transform to get that extra swimming speed. For Mote of Air, you'll want to go to this area that's between the Sanctum of the Stars and Dragonmoor Fortress, and here you'll be hunting these enraged air spirits. These are definitely the most difficult mote to get, as these enemies and all the other enemies that are spawn Motes of Air, they're all quite spread out. This is the most condensed area, though granted they are still quite far apart, so you will need to fly around here, and sometimes it can be quite difficult to see them respawn, but there is usually at least one in the general area. It's just going to take a bit of a while to find them. For Mote of Earth, you'll want to go to this cliff that's south of Oshigon, which is in the Nagrand zone, and you'll want to kill these Shattered Rumblers. Now, it's advisable that you have mining as well, so that you can mine them and you'll be able to get extra Motes of Earth, but you pretty much will just go all along this cliff, kill all the Shattered Rumblers there, and return back to the beginning, and they should have respawned by then. For Mote of Shadow, you'll want to go to this area that's between the Dark Portal and Zefgor, which is located in the Hellfire Peninsula zone, and you'll want to be hunting down these Void Walkers and Void Callers that are located along this big cliff, and they're usually around these giant void orbs, and they're not the easiest mobs to find, but they're also not the hardest. There should at least be a group spawning at any time, so just make sure you keep looking around, and there should be one there. For Mote of Mana, you'll want to go to the Kirinvar village, which is located in Neverstorm, and you'll be wanting to hunt down these Mana Seekers as well as Mage Slayers, which are spawning in a very compact area at a very high respawn rate. So you'll just go all around the village, keep killing these guys, and it's honestly the least complex farm in this list. For Mote of Life, this way of farming was actually quite different than the others, as we're going into a dungeon rather than doing an open world farm. And the dungeon that I did was the Underbog, which is located at the Korlfam Reservoir in Zangarmarsh. And the enemies that we have to kill here are pretty much all of the enemies that are just before the first boss. Now, it's best that you go into the dungeon in Heroic, just so you can get more rewards overall. And also, it's best not to kill the first boss, as you won't be able to reset the dungeon when you leave. So make sure to pull all of the enemies just before the first boss, bring them all to the beginning, kill them, gather them. You can also use Herbalism on them, so make sure you have Herbalism so you can get extra Motes of Life, and then leave the dungeon and reset it. And once you go back in, all of the enemies would have respawned and you could start the process all over again. This is definitely the best dungeon for getting a mote. I got the most amount of motes compared to all the other motes, and honestly it was quite a fun dungeon overall, so I do advise just doing this. Another way of getting motes is to buy them from a couple of vendors that are in Outland. Now, it's very random if these are even available at all, but the first vendor is Dealer Tarek, that's who is in Orkington, and that's in the Terakar Forest zone. And I did get a Mote of Life, but it's pretty random whether it be available or not. As an example of its randomness, for the second vendor, Deal Najib, that is located in Stormspire in the Neverstorm zone, there wasn't any motes available, and he can sell motes, but it's pretty random. So I wouldn't rely on these vendors for motes entirely. You definitely do need to farm them, but if you're passing by, maybe check them and see if they have any motes. It might be worth a check. The final method you can use that isn't farming is transmuting. Now, you do actually need to have a primal element of something to even transmute, and to be honest, this is quite a long-term way of getting specific primal elements, as you need to grind up alchemy, you need to grind your reputation with each outland faction, so that you can eventually buy the transmute recipes. So it's something that might be worth it long term, but if you're wanting to get some immediate motes and primal elements, I think just go for the farms. That was my guide in getting elemental motes. Please like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments what other materials you'd like me to do a guide on. I'm willing to do whichever one. I've been quite enjoying just finding these random old expansion materials and the best ways to do them. So yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.